Hello, and thank you for listening to this Ringside Report Network podcast today. You can find more in-depth, exclusive written content on our website at ringsidereport.net. Before I hand it off to Dave and the team, I want to remind you that we are a listener-supported creator team. On our website, we would appreciate it if you supported our sponsors or purchased our exclusive merch. Branded clothing, mugs, and even jiu-jitsu gear, which are available only in our store. You can become a recurring supporter of our content at membership.ringsidereport.net. This, along with all our podcasts, is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon, iHeart, and TuneIn, wherever you get your podcasts. It would help us immensely if you left a positive review on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Thank you for your support and enjoy the show.
Please welcome David Simon. Good to see you again, David. Thanks for coming back.
Ooh, we are here. We are previewing UFC 318, Holloway versus Poirier, Dustin Poirier's last stand. It's Ringside Report, MM.
Let's go!
Yeah, let's go. It's me. It's AJ. There's AJ. What's up, AJ D'Alessio? Big.
What's up, hombre?
Big media star
What's happening
over there. Big guy.
It happens, dude. It happens, man.
Wow.
I'm getting big, man. And one day I'll be Conor big, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
So we're previewing UFC 318, and I guess AJ will be reviewing Conor's penis. It's a review and a preview show.
Well, the good thing is that I was so inspired by his, I guess, pick. I don't know if there's a video behind it. Apparently I heard there's a video. But then again, I'm not so sure. But regardless, I saw it. I made a joke. And then one of our great fans from Ringside Report decided to give me a little gift. And technically, you know what, Dave? I'll send them to you when I'm finished using them. So here's the Conor schlongs. Apparently you go up and down with them, or you can put them together for double action, depending. But these are the Conors, man. Look at the size of them. Don't ask me how I got them. Well, a fan sent them to me, but long story short.
So there were pictures of Conor McGregor's penis that were leaked this week by the rapper Azalea Banks.
Who the hell is she, dude? Is that Sasha Banks' sister?
I know about rap music, kind of. I mean, less and less as I get older and less, I'm out of touch from what is going on,
Well,
but,
not as bad as me.
No, I mean, I'm more in touch than you, but I'm still a little, I'm an older guy now at this point. But nevertheless, I don't know too much about Azalea Banks. I know about her on Twitter more because she's she says a lot of crazy things on Twitter. She posts pictures of Conor McGregor's penis that he supposedly sent to her. I'm trying to find her Twitter. I can't even find it.
Well, did you see a statement that he
was it taken down?
Out?
No, it's just still there, I guess.
The picture? No, the picture's all over the place.
Yeah. What was Conor's statement about this? Because, everybody saw his penis. I sent you guys, I saw it. I sent it to our Ringside Report group chat immediately. Just pictures of Conor's penis. I was like, enjoy that, fellas. Take that. You got to see it.
He has a long schlong, man.
I just can't believe.
If that's real.
Sorry, what?
I mean, he has a long schlong.
You think?
I'm gonna kick, if you have to look at, I don't know, some porn stars of the past. I mean, Conor's right up there, dude. If it's real. 100%, man.
I wasn't overly impressed with what he was going on. I mean, it was a regular penis. It seemed right.
Bro, he was holding it up with one of these weights, the Conor schlong, man. You think that's a joke? I'm going to try it just to see. But you know what? And I'll report back to you next week.
I wouldn't recommend that. I would highly recommend against doing that.
Listen,
I think
dude,
that could
the
be
Shaolin
dangerous.
monks used to do that all the time, man. That was part of their training. Have you ever seen Shaolin monk videos? They carry weights with their nuts.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I mean, it's actually, and I'm not joking. This is
for some things.
It's true. It's an actual form of training, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Conor, look, I'm just going to say one thing. Conor did break his silence this week. It was yesterday, in fact, and I don't know if you read what he said.
Conor this week, right? A lot.
He did. Well, Conor's been. Well, he's back in the testing pool.
Penis. Then he said he's back in the testing pool, and he's
right.
going to fight at the White House, which, like,
I can see that happening, dude.
I believe
this is why.
Okay, how about this, AJ? I don't believe anything Conor says because he's a liar, and the way he's. Did you see him? The quote that he gave and how he was talking when he said he was coming back in the testing pool. He behaved like a
I saw the
madman.
quote where he.
Like he's okay. You didn't see the video. You just read the quote.
No, I did see the video. I made a comment on it. He.
Come on.
The one where I said he looks more Brazilian than Irish at one point.
He looked wild. You know, Conor doesn't look
he was wild.
all the way there. I can't imagine he could pass a drug test. I don't believe he's going to fight. And I'll put it this way, AJ. If you were to bet on who would fight on a potential UFC card at the White House in, say, 2025 or 2026, at any date in 2025, 2026, and I said there's going to be one guy on this card and one guy not on this card, Jon Jones and Conor McGregor. Who's on it? Who's not on it?
Man, I would look. Before I answer that, I would love to have both of them, and I have a strong feeling that's what Dana White is talking about.
Who do you trust to show up? Jon Jones.
Jon Jones, for sure. I mean, that was a very short-lived. That was a very short-lived retirement, and as soon as like this whole
totally
White House thing,
he's fighting again.
Yeah, he's training again, but he's only going to come out and challenge the title holder on the lawn of the White House. So, he's going to wait and see how it plays out. And I really believe that Conor, as crazy as he is at times, and he's running for president of Ireland, and he's like, and I think that photo was probably AI. I don't believe it was real. Conor put out a statement that it's bullshit. Because there's got to be more than just that picture. There's something up. Maybe this girl got paid big time. This Sasha Banks. Oh no, sorry. What's her name?
Azalea.
Wait,
you're saying that Connor's saying that it's not really him in the picture?
Yep, 100%. And he said it's totally. He's saying it's bullshit. Let me get the quote right here. He says it's bullshit and it's fake. We are raw and filtered balls like Bengali tigers. If you cross us, you will meet us. I don't know what that means, but he called it bullshit and it's fake. So I kind of believe that. I mean, there's a lot of hate on Conor, and it usually happens when you start working your way towards presidency, being it of the United States, being it of wherever. He's going towards that route in Ireland, and I'm telling you, he has a huge following. So I think that there's a lot of haters out there that are going to start dissecting this guy and try to destroy him, in case he does become president. And it's very possible that can happen. We've seen many celebrities become presidents of, major countries. So I'm just calling it fake. I'm calling it shenanigans. And, I just think that people are out there to destroy the guy right now. But I still believe that Conor McGregor.
You think the picture was fake?
Yeah, I believe the picture is fake.
Dude,
dude. Man, look, if Conor's going to send the.
Why would she be doing that?
Conor's not that stupid. I don't think.
Yes, he is.
No, I don't think so, man. I think really. Look, he's wild. I know guys that are much more wild than Conor, and they're not Conor's, but they're not going
to. By his nice penis that you were so in love with, and now you're saying it's not even his penis. Get your story straight, AJ. I don't understand what you're saying here, dude.
Look, on the joking side, I think it's a great pick, and I think Conor might be really that size. But the thing is that I also believe that there's a lot of hate towards this guy right now and a lot of fear towards this guy, not because of the UFC stuff, because of that whole presidency stuff. The guy is serious and he's out there. So I think there's going to be a lot of people trying to break this guy down. And I think this is part of it. And he's got to get used to it. He is Conor. But I'm going to tell you something.
See, you're confused, AJ. The things with Conor that are real, like the penis picture, that you think is fake.
I don't think it's real, dude. I think it's fake.
The things about Conor that are fake, like a bid to run for president of Ireland, That's fake.
It's real,
you
bud.
think that's real. See, you're confused about what's real and what's fake with Conor McGregor.
No, man,
It's
I'm telling you, man.
Conor McGregor is kind of like a UFC pro wrestler. You know, he cuts these wild promos, and you're also confused about what's real and what's fake in pro wrestling. So it doesn't surprise me that you're also confused about this here. But
hey, man,
clearly, I think the
don't get on
pictures
AJ's
were
back.
real. I think that he's not really running for president of Ireland. I also don't think he's actually going to fight at any time in 2025 or even 2026. I don't think this guy fights in the UFC.
Dude, this is going to be our bet, because I'm going to be going totally against you on this, because I'm telling you, he will be running for presidency. He will most probably fight at the White House. And I believe that pick is extremely fake. So that's my thing. I think it's shenanigans, 110%. Why not? Put in another 10% in there. But I'm going to tell you, Dave, and I'm telling you, if you look at the political side, you got to follow him on a lot of the things that he does in speeches and what's happening in Ireland. And I can go as even to our good friend Wally that would probably agree with me, and most of Ireland. I'm not saying that they're going to vote for the guy, but you know what? You never know, bud. Can I just say one thing that you disagreed on? Or actually two things. You disagreed on me with Jake and Logan Paul and the great president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. You did disagree with me on that, and look what happened. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's possible.
Release the list.
Release the sharks. I like to see.
List.
Listen, yeah, but
how come he doesn't want to release the list?
Listen, Dave, that list was there before he got into presidency. And if they wanted to release that list and he was on it, he would have been gone a long time ago.
If I am being honest, I was the first one in the entire world to say that
that's right.
Logan Paul is something special. Mark my words.
I did tell you that. Who is that Latino guy that keeps coming up? But I'm going to tell you something.
Dumber than the original, I think, somehow.
Dave, man, don't be a hater, dude. Listen, you got to admit.
I mean, you're just wrong about everything. I'm not hating. I
was right about Jake and Logan Paul. I was right about American politics. I was right about Canadian politics. But listen, it's very possible. But honestly speaking, I think that pick is so fake. There's something about that whole background with the wardrobe and the angle. And the question is, who's taking that pick?
He is.
He's got both hands on his schlong. What mirror? You would see it in the back, bro.
What?
I'm telling you, something's up. I'm just saying. Not that I'm a connoisseur in taking pics of myself in the mirror, but something is doesn't make sense with that pic. Listen, it could turn out to be true, and then I'm wrong, and then you win the bet.
I don't know how that's going to be proven real.
Well, I'm sure people that are out there that can analyze that pic and know if it's real or not.
Well, let's assume it is real, and I would say it is. Because obviously everybody knows it is, and I think you're the only person saying it's not. Maybe Conor. AJ's also now telling you that the Conor pick is fake. Also, there was no Epstein list. That didn't exist too.
I'm sure there's a list.
That was also fake. And AJ thinks that you should. Anybody that still thinks and is still wondering about Epstein should just be ashamed of themselves, because they're just idiots and they're not paying attention to the real issues, right?
Listen, maybe on that list is a guy who's been on there 37 times with a blue dress hanging off of someone's wall. I don't know who that is. I'm wondering.
Sure
That's what I'm trying to say.
There are more than one former presidents on the list. Wouldn't doubt it.
I'm sure there is.
Presidents, prime ministers, royalty, very powerful.
I shook hands with one of them. Yes. I mean, I was there at that time.
Yeah. So
when
you
they were around.
Be just as concerned about this and not so defensive, because your boy is clearly on it. You should be as concerned
not at
as
all. Don't believe
most regular, logical people are, and go, well, if there are some
Listen,
of the
those
world's
logical
most
people are only crying now. Why don't they cry?
people
Why don't they
doing
cry
some
like
terrible deeds,
Why didn't they
maybe
cry
it
about
shouldn't
that
be
like years
covered
ago?
up, AJ, and you're just part
Why
of
didn't they
the
cry
problem.
about that
You're
years
part of the
ago?
cover-up.
You know, it's like a guy who loses the race. He has to blame it on everything: the sidewalks, the bumps, the heat. There wasn't enough water. My running shoes weren't great. You know,
it's amazing.
But the thing is this: I'm just saying the facts.
How you just
Dave, you're just saying
defend.
you're just spewing out stuff. I could defend it by saying, why didn't everybody that was like so angry about the list? Why didn't they come out before? And in fact, like, you know, there's stats to prove that none of them have ever even asked for that list prior to like this whole fiasco with the list a couple weeks ago.
No one's been asking for the list, AJ. No one was
not
ever
on a certain
for
political
it.
party.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
But I'm just saying, look,
Did
I'm
you
not
ever
on the
think
list.
that
You're not on the
maybe
list,
neither
and I
party
don't
wants
really care, to
release
be
it
honest.
because both of their like top guys, all sorts of powerful people in both parties have been a party to those crimes.
Listen, I wouldn't look. I'm not going to deny that. I'm pretty sure there's
the point
there's a
is
level of
that those guys said that we're going to do everything and we're going to release everything, and I've seen things and it's all going to be released, and then they don't release anything.
Yeah, so why didn't
and a lot of people
why didn't the former politicians release it when they had the chance?
What about this guy? And what about that guy? When you know that your boy is also guilty, because when you go, what about this guy? What about that guy? I go, yeah, those guys too. Throw them all in that pit. They're all in there.
I believe there's a lot of names.
These people, man. They don't care
about you.
I'm not
defending nobody,
They don't care
dude.
about you, man. They don't like you.
How do you know they don't like me? I shook hands with like that
on those islands.
That
They're
weirdo.
laughing at you, man. They don't care about you. You're a regular guy. You're not a billionaire. They're laughing. They want to eliminate you.
Yeah, but the difference is we got the power of the mic.
You're going to be a billionaire one day? You're going to join up with them? Come on, man. What are you talking about?
Stranger
AJ
things
still
have
thinks
happened,
he's going to become a billionaire.
Stranger things.
He does.
Like Timu.
He does. I don't know how I shop like a billionaire. Happen.
Listen, man, I don't like, and to be honest, who cares, dude? Let's go back to where it all started. The White House lawn, and that's where it's all going to take place.
How you're right,
and Conor's
going to
be there.
You're right about this. You're right about that. You're right
no,
about
I'm not
Trump.
right yet.
And I go,
we have
no,
to wait
you're
about
not,
a year
because it's going back.
Yeah, I am.
Don't tell me you're right about some shit that you've been wrong about the whole time.
If Freddie was here, man,
well.
you would be getting it, man, because Freddie would be having to say, well, Dave, listen, I'm going to have to remind you that, you know.
No, Fred's on my side about
President
this,
Trump.
I talked to Fred yesterday. I was rolling with Fred last night.
Where is he? What's happening with Freddie tonight?
Fred's at soccer with his daughter.
Just like inquiry minds want to know because they're asking.
Come on, man. We do family things. You weren't at Fred's son's birthday party on the weekend. What's up with
dude,
that? I'm going to put you on blast.
I know. You know where I was.
Yeah, who knows?
Hanging with,
who knows where you are?
Hanging on some island.
Exactly. Me and Fred doing wholesome family things at children's birthday parties, and you're out on the islands doing who knows what, trying to suck up to those boys, but you're actually not. You're not a peer. You're not a guest. You're the
main course.
Nah, you're an appetizer, bro. You're not the main.
Like
course.
a Lady Gaga party.
You're an appetizer.
Hey, like that Lady Gaga party.
Sure. Yeah. Whoever.
Or Diddy party.
Throw them all in there, man. I don't care. I'm just saying, like, you can't go, hey, we're going to do all this, and then when you get into power, you go, no, actually, there's nothing to see here. When 2 weeks ago you were telling us there's lots to see here.
I'm sure there's gonna be some list coming out. I am pretty sure. But that list
redacted.
Again, you know?
Redacted.
Well, probably redacted from a former
don't mess with me,
group
AJ.
of people.
Don't mess with me.
You know what I'm saying?
The bottom line, okay? Don't ever mess with me.
Dude, you got a lot to learn about like the dark world, you know? But I got a little chance to see it at some point. Not in that sense, but like I'm saying, working in the hotel industry, you see a lot of shit, dude. A lot of stuff that I try to like blank out.
Yeah,
but
anyways.
all to say is...
So Max Holloway is fighting Dustin Poirier this weekend.
Hey, you don't want to talk about Conor, man? More Conor?
Nah, I think we're done. We talked about his penis. Okay. We talked about him fighting, but not really. I think that's it. The cocaine, I guess. I don't know.
BKFC.
Oh, there was
the
a video of him kissing a woman that wasn't his wife. Do you want to talk about that too?
Oh, what's new? That's like, yeah.
I saw that. That came out the same day as the penis video, I think.
The Romero
like a lot
thing?
of like lewd. Conor was feeling real saucy. He was feeling a little sexy, so sending videos of his penis to people, videos of him being shot at some pool thing. He's like hugging and kissing some lady that's for sure not his wife.
Wow, that's Conor.
That's Conor.
Sure.
That's Conor. And then his wife is on Instagram posting about how much she loves her husband. It's wild stuff. Wild stuff.
That's a keeper, man.
I guess. Is he, though?
He's a billionaire, man. They could get away with all kinds of shit, those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously. They do get away with all... No, they don't, actually, AJ. Nothing to see here. They don't get away with anything. Stop. How could you... Why would you be accusing people like that? What's wrong with you? Terrible. What an awful guy you are, AJ. Move on.
Just going back to Conor quickly, just like that whole Romero thing. Did you see that whole thing where one of the combat fighters tried to...
Somebody tried to stab Yoel Romero with a sword.
Yeah.
And then ran him over with his car. But Yoel survived because Yoel's a G.
But not only that, he's not pressing charges, And everybody was like,
yeah, like the charges were dropped. Yoel's like, I'm not pressing charges. Like, what?
Yeah, it makes you wonder what he has in his...
Yoel's probably scared, like, if he gets too involved with the law, he might get deported, and he doesn't want that, so he's just, like, laying low.
You think so? I was like, I think this guy's going to want to fight him.
He's Cuban. He doesn't want to go back. You know what I'm saying? If something happens with the law and, like...
True.
You hear about that one guy who's, like... He was, like, born in New Brunswick. Or, like, Canada, okay? But he moved to, like, New Hampshire, something. Like, New Hampshire, I think, or Connecticut. One of those states, right? Like, near New Brunswick, okay? I think it was Connecticut.
Okay.
He moved to Connecticut, like, with his parents when he was, like, 2 years old.
Okay.
And he's, like, a citizen of the States, right? But at some point during his life, he got arrested for weed. Like, he had some weed, and he got arrested for having weed because you weren't allowed to have weed at a certain time, like, where now it would be fine, right? So he has that on his, like, record. He has a family, wife, kids, right? Lives in the States, American guy, basically, just born in New Brunswick. Goes to visit family in New Brunswick. Tries to get back to the States. Can't. They won't let him in. He's like, my wife and kids, I have my whole life, my job, everything is there. And America's like, no, you can't come back. Like, that's happening to people. So, Yoel, Cuban immigrant, getting involved in a sword attack where he's being attacked. Like, I don't know the details exactly, but the American justice system, things can go sideways. If I'm Yoel, I go, no police, no police.
Soldier of God. No, no.
No police.
No, no. He's a good guy. He only stabbed me.
What happened to you?
President Trump, it's Romero.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Romero. Yoel, I don't think wants to start anything because he doesn't want to go back to Cuba because it could be rough.
But it's pretty fucked up when you think about it. The guy tried to kill him with his car and then stabbed him with a samurai sword, dude. It wasn't just like some like Home Depot like knife and whatnot. It was like a samurai sword. Who the hell walks around or drives around with a samurai sword?
Yeah.
And now he's a BKFC fighter, Alberto Blas. I mean, I think he's Cuban too, bro.
Oh my God.
What happened?
Maybe he didn't want that guy to get deported. Maybe he likes him and they just got into a little argument. Once in a while, friends hit each other with swords. It happens, man. It happens. You try to kill your friend.
And a car at like 120 kilometers an hour.
You don't know how fast he was going. You made that up. He
was going pretty fast, apparently.
Yeah. Well, then how come
he was going fast?
How come Yoel's not dead?
Because Romel is the soldier of God. Never forget that.
What? Why is he alive after this?
He's a beast, man. Have you ever seen this guy, like, even in his 40s, he's still, like, ripped like there's no tomorrow. Not that he's taking any, like, steroids or anything. I mean, the guy's totally natural.
Of course. No one takes
They all are.
steroids. How dare anyone ask about steroids? What's wrong with them? There's no steroids. Nothing to see here. Get away. Get out of here.
That's it.
Crazy conspiracy theorists.
Move on. Move on.
Nuts. Move on. Move on. Right? Nothing to see
Nothing to see here, kids.
No one does
Look
steroids.
Over here. Oh, there's a squirrel.
In pro sports? How could they do that? It's illegal. What? They're not allowed to do steroids.
Well, I'm glad he's not killed because I like to see him fight again, in bare knuckles.
Yeah. And if he was killed, I'm sure no one would be responsible.
Then he would be.
No one.
Then
would
he would be a
responsible.
true soldier of God.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point.
Because sometimes people die, and it seems suspicious. Like maybe somebody killed them, but no one killed them. And then you could release video footage that shows really nothing, but it'll prove that no one killed them. That happens all the time, right?
Yeah, we can't do that.
It's common.
Yeah. Don't look here. Look over here.
Yeah. Okay, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier. Poirier says it's his last fight ever. He's 36. Holloway's 33. Poirier's like, a couple years younger than me, and he feels like older than me because he's been fighting forever. Like,
he's been fighting forever, dude.
He's been fighting on TV since 2010-ish. UFC first fight in 2011. WEC before that.
Before that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. They made that documentary about him, remember? I keep forgetting the name, but it was a great documentary, and Poirier was in it. That's right, Fightville. Yeah. Great movie, man. If you have a chance, who's watching?
I saw him fight here in Montreal.
Okay.
In his 7th pro fight against Derek Gauthier for Ringside MMA.
No way, Derek Gauthier.
Yes.
You saw that fight? Wow.
I was at that fight. I know I was there, and I kind of remember thinking, who's this Dustin Poirier guy? Where does he come from?
Is he French?
Thinking he was from, Terrebonne or something. I don't know. But then I was like, he's American? Why does he say? It was very confusing at the time, being like, who is this guy? He's got a French name, but he's not French at all. Because, Derek Gauthier, French Canadian guy. I thought Dustin Poirier was like a Quebec guy, but he wasn't.
Where was that fight? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to place it.
It was at Pierre Charbonneau Arena.
Pierre Charbonneau?
Yeah. The main event was Guillaume El Toro de Lorenzi beating Dale Hart. Dustin Poirier and Derek Gauthier was the co-main event.
Dave, you know what? I was there too for that. Because I remember El Toro. He was fantastic, man.
Yeah.
He was like really, really impressive. Remember he used
Alex
to stomp
Garcia
the
fought
octagon?
on that card. Samuel Guillet fought on that card.
Yeah, Samuel Guillet. Me and Sam, actually, it's funny that you mentioned Sam, because me and Sam were together when we were in Ottawa, like sweating our balls off when we saw the UFC fight when the air conditioner decided to go on the fritz. So it was me and Sam, were just, it was, yeah, man, these are some names, man, from the past. What a great fighter, too. He had a lot of potential, man.
Oh, Lloyd Galindo was on this card. I know that guy.
Yeah, me and Lloyd used to train together, man.
Good guy.
At BTT.
Yeah, I trained a bit with Lloyd together too, back in those days at Gamma. Yeah.
Yeah, I was training with him in boxing. I was training with him in Muay Thai, and then we were rolling together quite a bit in Gi and No Gi. He was something, man. He ended up going back to France, I think, at one point to further his career. And, I'm not sure where he's at now.
Good guy.
But, man, these are some pretty... Lloyd Galindo, man. I have a picture with me and him, and he came back from his fight, and he was all, like, smashed up, and we were rolling. Wow,
there you go. Dustin Poirier, he fought here in
Montreal
Montreal in his 7th pro fight, AJ, way back in 2010. And I was there covering it for the Ringside Report, Ringside Report MMA.
2010? So I was listening to the show.
Yeah.
I was listening to Ringside, but I wasn't on Ringside at that point.
You were not on yet. We had not met.
No. Well, technically, yes, because you met me at the Fight for Charity that I was like
when was
running.
that?
So it would have been around that time. It was around 2000, that time, 2009, 2010.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Damn. So
flies,
Dustin
bud.
Poirier, has gone on to great success since then. It's just crazy to look back on the career of Poirier. And it's kind of cool to see that he's become a legend. And I saw his 7th pro fight in a small arena here. Went on to beat Conor McGregor twice. Big star in the UFC. Main eventing this card against Max Holloway in his hometown of course, well, he's from Lafayette, Louisiana. This one is going to be in New Orleans.
Close enough.
But it's in Louisiana. It's a big, big party for Dustin Poirier. Question is, does he come through on the party for his hometown fans? He's taking on the very tough Max Blessed Holloway, former UFC featherweight champion, coming off a knockout loss to Ilia Topuria. Before that, though, he was on quite a run. Wins over Arnold Allen, Korean Zombie, and Justin Gaethje in a historic fight, one of the greatest fights you'll ever see. Before that fight for Gaethje, didn't he beat Dustin Poirier? Didn't Gaethje beat Poirier leading into that fight? Yes, he did.
Which was like a barn burner.
Yeah, it was a hell of a fight. And this fight is for the BMF championship. So no real belt on the line, just the Max Holloway held BMF championship, which is basically fake. But yeah, it's a cool fight. It's a 5-rounder, 2 legends of the game. I got no problem with this fight. The belt is whatever. I don't care who the BMF champion is because it's not real. But
in some ways it is kind of real because it's not a sanctioned belt, but it's kind of like the people's belt. I mean, a lot of people went out of their way to want this belt. I mean, I think it's still a pretty cool belt to have on top of every other accomplishment you've had in your career. And I think Dustin, or Max having it would be awesome because these guys are real BMFs.
Yeah. They're 2 of the
both
baddest
legends,
dudes in the history of the UFC. They're very good. I just, right now Holloway minus 145. Yeah.
Really?
I think Max
minus 145?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I thought he'd be a bit of a heavier favorite. I just think Max gets this one done. I think his boxing is a little better. I just don't know how Poirier beats Holloway. I think it's going to be an intense fight. I think both guys are going to take some serious punishment. I think it goes the distance, too. I think it goes all 5. Yeah, look, I think it goes all 5 with Max winning the majority of the rounds. I just see Max as a cleaner boxer, and I think that's how he gets the fight done. I think he stands up and wins the exchanges, wins points, wins rounds, does damage, and gets a unanimous decision at the end of the night.
Look, it's a tough one to call because these 2 guys are on the top of my list, man, of what the UFC is all about. They're 2 great fighters. They're legendary fighters in and outside of the ring. I mean, these guys are great examples of, the UFC, along with George St. Pierre and other ones as well. But it's going to be tough. And I'm going to tell you something. In their last fights, Holloway was always faster. And I'm sure he's going to be faster. But the one thing with Poirier, man, he's smooth, man. He when he delivers, man, he's always on the money. He's super accurate. His counters are always there. I think if it's going to go 5 rounds, if you look what he did to Benoit Saint Denis in his last fight, that was pretty damn impressive. And think about it. Look what he did to Islam. He still brought him to the end, man. He brought Islam to the end. And it just goes to show you the heart of Dustin Poirier. Max Holloway has a heart too. There's no doubt about it. But this is Dustin Poirier's game, man. He's not going to go out like, you know what I'm saying, without a war. I think, most of the time we always want to see that Cinderella story where everything like works out for the guy, for everything he's developed or he's created in an organization or a sport or whatnot. And usually it doesn't pan out. But I think with Dustin Poirier, he's always had something special. Even before those 7 fights that you saw professionally, what he was doing in the amateur ranks and leading up to the UFC, the guy has been incredible. And like I said, that movie Fightville really gives you some light on who Poirier is. And I think this is going to be a different night. I think Poirier is coming in here. He's taking this fight super serious, but he's going to go into war, and this is going to be his battle cry, man. It's either that he walks back or he's carried out. And I think he's going to go out with the W. And I think Max Holloway, even with a loss to Dustin Poirier, is still the champ, no matter what. There's so much respect for these two guys, but I think Max Holloway will not be able to get that W. Poirier wants everything, and he's going to get it on Saturday.
Interesting. I like it. We're split. We'll do a watch-along Saturday. You coming over here, AJ? I got the AC going.
Yeah, bro.
We're all good.
You got the AC?
Yeah, of course.
It's pretty tough nowadays, man.
That's been
like
hot.
ACs are cutting like everywhere. Like our temperatures in Montreal are hotter than Egypt. Did you know that?
I'm very cool in the studio right now. I got the air conditioning going. I'm feeling great.
Well,
I'm doing well.
Like, I'm not too bad where I am here as well, but like, it's been a tough couple. Like, even at work, man, we've been having like some issues. Like, like ACs are popping, like,
wow,
like popcorn, man. Because everybody's on it, dude. So don't do your dishes and don't do your laundry, man, for about a week or 2.
Why?
What? Because, if you like too much electricity, like there's a lot of
it's fine. We're doing everything. I got everything going. I'm in a studio right now, AJ, and air conditionings are going. I got another one going in another room.
Well, I'll be there Saturday, man.
I got good power. Hopefully.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that is what she said. She loved it. All right. Max Holloway is my pick. Dustin Poirier, the underdog, plus 115 is AJ's pick. Let's get to the rest of this card. You got Paulo Costa taking on Roman Kopylov in the co-main event. Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez on this card. Dan Ige and Patricio Pitbull. And Michael Johnson rounding it out against Daniel Zellhuber. That's the pay-per-view. 10 p.m. Eastern time coming up Saturday night. We'll be on with you at 10 on Saturday. When the pay-per-view starts, we will be there to talk about it.
So lay me out, man.
Huh?
This is a nice card, man.
No, it isn't.
What? What are you talking about?
I mean, it's not.
You've got Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. You've got Costa. Roman's
Costa.
Holland,
Costa.
Man,
why are we still watching this guy fight? He's losing, by the way.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you on that.
He's lost 4 out of his last 5. The one win in the past 5 years has been against Luke Rockhold, barely by decision. Barely escaped against Luke Rockhold, who's now fully retired. Retired after the fight. Was basically retired when he fought Costa. Costa only beat him in the past 5 years and 5 fights. He's losing to Roman Kopylov. Roman Kopylov has won 6 of his last 7.
Yeah.
2
he's
in a
row.
row.
He's on a 6-1 run, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's an impressive fighter.
Why is this even happening?
Listen, man, it's a name fight. Like Kopylov. Roman needs to build his... Well, Kopylov is like an interesting fighter. When you see him, you'll be like, oh... But when he fights, you're like, shit, this guy's really good.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
he's gonna win for sure.
Like when you think about it, remember
fight.
When
this is the co-main event sucks, is my point, because Costa's like washed. It's over.
No, Costa's gonna come out with some heavy power punches and try to do what he's done, but it's 5 years later from that Adesanya fight. Think about it; it's 5 years ago. I remember watching that and I was like, "Oof, Adesanya, I don't know, man." And here we are, talking Costa has no chance.
Yeah.
It's a shame because there was a lot of, he had a lot of hype behind him, but things didn't really pan out. It was that hyper aggressive style, man. You could only go with that for so long, and then all of a sudden, man, it caught up with him. And you know what's interesting? They're both 34 years old, so it's not like there's one younger over the other. I mean, they're both 34, but Kapolov on the rise, man. That's the win right there. So I think that's.
Yeah.
I want to say it's a sure bet, but it's pretty close to a sure.
We thought that Derek Lewis was like pretty much done, and then he wins last weekend. So
yeah, but that's a whole different kettle of fish, man. Like I am not happy about that. I'm not happy with the ref's decision.
Yeah, what happened there?
Allison, dude, it was. Look, I love Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis knows himself that he kind of got quite a bit of help from the ref to stop the fight. So what happened was it was like Lewis got clocked. He looked like he was hurt. Some people were saying that he faked it so that he could walk in, and then he sort of
he does that
attacked Allison, and he got on top of him, started throwing some power punches. But Allison got up, and he was doing what he needs to do: cover on the ground, start making your steps to get on your knees. He got up, turned to start like his movement of attack. But the ref called the fight right there. He called it as the guy was already on his two legs, ready to stand. I mean, there was no, it did not make sense. Yeah, sure, you're getting punched by Derek Lewis, but these guys are heavyweight. They're used to getting heavyweight punches. But the punches were they didn't rock him to the point where he stood up and his eyes were looking two different directions. Yeah. If you see the highlight, you're like, oh man, that's a bad call. And Derek knew it. He took the win. The win is a win. But the ref, man, again, I've seen Herb Dean do a couple of, doozies where I'm like, damn, man, But all to say is that, yeah, Derek Lewis won it. Congratulations. But, there's a lot of controversy behind that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really watch the fight. I saw there was controversy. I didn't really see what happened.
Yeah, you got to, if you would have been watching it like myself, I was like, oh, shit, there goes my parlay.
I'm watching a clip now. He kind of got up. Like, he was taking punches on the ground, and he was kind of starting to stand up, and then the referee stopped it.
Right. He wasn't stumbling. He didn't look like he was out of, sorts. You know what I'm saying?
Weird.
You know when a fighter's getting rocked. And you can see that even if he would have stood, and let's say he was rocked and he wasn't all there, I mean, he wouldn't have, it wouldn't be that. It's like he looked too focused. He was ready to get back into the action. He did what he needed to do to survive a ground and pound. It doesn't make sense. This is not like amateur level. This is the UFC, at its highest level with heavyweights. So, I saw that one time with Fedor. Remember Fedor when he fought? Sometimes you're like, what the hell are you doing stopping the fight? Let the guy defend. And if he's still on the ground on his knees and he's getting peppered and he's not defending at all, you still got to give him a bit of time because punches are going to the shoulders and they're not really connecting to the head. But if the guy's not able to defend, you stop the fight. But when a guy's doing everything that you need to be doing defensively to get into an offensive position, well, the ref blew it, in my opinion. And he blew it for a lot of bettors too, because Tellison looked okay at that point.
Screwed up my parlay.
He looked like he was going to win it.
Here's a new parlay for you for this weekend. I'm giving you Max Holloway minus 145, okay. Kevin Holland over Daniel Rodriguez minus 575. And Roman Kopylov over Paulo Costa minus 240. 20 overall will get you, let's see, 56.20 over at bet99.com. It's not a bad parlay. 3-fight parlay there for Team Dave. And you know what? Let me give you a little something extra on that. I'm going to give you this, okay, AJ? This is going to be what I'm giving, okay?
Give it.
So I'll take a picture of this and send it to you, AJ. All right?
Let me see.
So you can make a nice little graphic. Maybe we'll get Fred's picks, too. Where's our Fred at? And then I'm going to give you some extra picks here because I also have some underdog picks that you can go as single bets. And I'm going to start with the first fight of the night with Carly Judice versus Nicole Cagliari. I'm going with Nicole Cagliari. First fight of the night, 20 gets you 74 over at Bet99. So that's one
that's a nice one.
First fight of the night, Nicole Cagliari. And if you really want to go nuts, go with Cagliari by submission. I think she gets a tap. I'd even go with an armbar. But that's one that I'm going to give you. And I also had another underdog pick for this card. What did I like on this one? I can't remember. I like that one, though. That's one that I'm going to go with you.
If you like it, I like it.
Nicole Cagliari, first fight of the night. She's 8-3 from Brazil. Coming off a split decision loss. But before that, AJ, she has armbar submission wins over Carolina Jimenez, a rear naked choke win over Daniela Antonelli, and then on the Dana White Contender Series, an armbar win in the first round over Corinne Laframboise. So we know that...
Oh, that was the girl. I remember
Nicole
her.
Cagliari's grappling is legit if she's tapping Corinne in the first round. Carly Judice, I don't know. Coming off a head kick win, she seems like more of a striker, but I think the grappling might be an issue for her. So I'm going to go with... the underdog. And Carly Judice, I don't know. She's a big favorite. She's like minus 370, the favorite. I would go with Cagliari in this one. A 4-2 fighter coming in as minus 370, the favorite on a first fight of the night. No. Go with Cagliari. Cagliari by submission is pretty good too. I think you can get and like big value.
And you know
what,
like, and talking about like with Corinne, you know, like obviously, like I'm trying to remember if I was like in that on the mat when she was doing her training camp with Cagliari, but like to submit Corinne in the first round, man, you got to be really exceptional. I mean, we trained together, me and Corinne, and both jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. Let me tell you, man, she's not easy. So like that's impressive. So yeah, that's a good pick there.
Cagliari by submission plus 1250. 20 gets you 270.
Wow. That's a nice one. I might even pick that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a probable. Like, not a probable. That's a very good potential.
You got a good shot. I mean,
yeah, you have
coming
a good
off
shot,
a split decision loss, but all 3 wins before that are by submission.
Yeah.
And she's coming in here as the underdog and plus 1250 to win by submission too. Worth a look. So those are the bets that I'm giving you. I think I'm giving you some fun stuff. AJ, what do you have for us? You got a parlay?
So I'm going to make it a little bit more interesting because we're changing the website. Like the whole look of Ringside Report is like in the process of being redone.
Check out our site, ringsidereport.net. There's so much cool stuff there.
That's right. And now, like from what the producer said, was that like most of our social media feed, everything is going to be like in sync. It's going to look great. So AJ's got to give you something because, like, on the title for AJ's bio, like, you know, sometimes my 3-legged horse does come out. So I'm going to go with Dustin Poirier on Saturday night. I think he's going to leave with the very few people in sports that walk out with a Cinderella story, especially in combat sports. I think Poirier is that guy. He's going to do it on Saturday night. He's going to retire. He's going to be the hot sauce king. But this guy is like a legendary fighter that I'm almost wanting to win. And I love Max Holloway. I don't want to see Max Holloway lose, but I want to see that win for Dustin because he deserves it. He's beat Conor twice, dude. And shattered his leg.
Yeah.
That's something.
Broken Conor.
He broke Conor. And then I'm going to go with...
fight before that, but anyways. Khabib
yeah, well, you had to hear it.
Poirier
yeah, it was there was a shin splint on Conor going into that fight. He should have not taken that fight, but that's already done, and it's too bad. Then I'm going to go with Roman Kopylov on the win over Paulo Costa.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go with Kevin Holland because one thing with Kevin Holland, he's fighting all the time, man. And something with this guy is he's coming in and he's going to perform. Not going to take it away from Daniel Rodriguez.
He looked good in his last fight too.
He did, man. He did.
He beat somebody good last time. Vicente Luque. He beat him pretty easily.
Yeah, Vicente Luque.
And
that's not a joke.
Choke. Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
So this could be like, I don't think it'll be another submission night, but I can see like a nice KO or stoppage at some point.
Yeah.
And Rodriguez hasn't been looking great. He's lost the last 3, if I'm not mistaken. So, and hasn't looked impressive. But anyways, Kevin has.
He's won 2 in a row.
And then I'm going Yeah, he's won 2 in a row, but you know what I'm saying? Like, even when he loses,
he
like,
lost
he's
3
going to
in a
come
row,
out and...
but then he's won 2 in a row, Rodriguez. So he has bounced back.
He has one. Okay, so, yeah, he has bounced back. That's true. He lost 3 in a row. And all to say is I'm still keeping with Kevin Holland.
Okay.
Once I go with Kevin, I'm not leaving Kevin.
All right.
Then I'm going to go with Pitbull. I think Pitbull, like, you know, is coming another one towards the end of his career. I think Dan Ige, like, you know, is very impressive, you know. The difference with Pitbull is he can still take a hard shot, and that's the difference, you know. So I think if Dan Ige comes in, throws in some solid punches, if he's not able to really wear down the Pitbull, Patricio Freire, he's probably gonna lose.
I like that pick too. I think there's value in Pitbull. He's plus 175, the underdog. I like that underdog pick. I think this is going to be Pitbull's first win in the UFC. His UFC debut was against Yair Rodriguez. It was a tough fight. He came up on the losing end by decision, but I think he picks this one up here against Ige. I got Pitbull winning this one too. Good pick.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And then last one. No, that's it, dude. I'm leaving it as that.
I like it. That's a good parlay right there. 4-fight parlay from Team AJ. It's Roman Kopylov. It's Patricio Pitbull. It's Kevin Holland and Dustin Poirier. 20 will get you some money. 196.65. Ooh, good parlay.
Like that. Yeah, and a strong possibility. What was the final
Pitbull,
one?
Holland, and Poirier. Not bad.
What was the payout again?
196.65.
I like
send
that.
A picture of that to you in the group chat right now, AJ, so you can have.
Yeah, send me that Conor pic, Dave.
Conor pic? You want more Conor penis pictures? I only had that one. I got to send the picture to you in 2 installments because there's too much there. There's too much there, AJ. Just like the Conor picture. There was
just send it.
Too much there.
It was just too big.
2 installments.
That's what happens when you do a lot of weights. But if he was on steroids, dude, think about it. I'm just going to tell you something. A possible fact that when you do like sort of like some substance.
That should be the title of your autobiography.
Possible fact.
Yeah.
Generally, when you take
memoir.
like steroids
Possible
and things like
facts.
that, there's a lot of shrinkage, and it's not because of cold water. So if he was on steroids, Conor, at this particular point, I don't think his schlong would have been so big. Just saying.
They affect.
I'm no medical doctor, but
steroids.
No, it does, bro. Trust me, man.
You've been on steroids.
It's not your testicles, but it's everything, man.
Well,
that's it.
I don't really want to talk about Conor's penis anymore. I think we're good.
Nah. Well, for now, I'm sure there's going to be something else that comes up. But listen, quickly. I was going to say, so Saturday night, we're doing the live watch-along. Johnny North, I'm not sure if he's fighting this weekend. Because I got to go see a match. I just can't remember what day he was fighting again. And Freddie is doing the soccer stuff.
He'll be back on Saturday with us.
Will he? Okay.
Yep. Yes. Fred will be back Saturday. I'll be back Saturday. You'll be back Saturday. Everybody will be here on Saturday to watch the fights. UFC 318 coming up this weekend. And I'll be back tomorrow night to talk pro wrestling with my friend Johnny North. How about that? They actually gave us more pro wrestling.
And just quickly,
it's too much.
Listen, before we close up the show, I just want to say is that if you go towards our Instagram page on Ringside, you'll see one of our stories is the new movie coming out on Netflix called Unreal by the WWE. It's amazing, man. Like the trailer that they put out is like really impressive. I'm not sure if you've seen it, Dave, but check it out. It's called Unreal. You did see it?
I think it's a series, not a movie.
I thought it was a movie. I mean, I don't know. It's on Netflix, so it could make sense that it's a series. But...
I thought it was a series. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Either or, man. The trailer looked pretty interesting. Like,
yeah,
even if you're
I don't
not
love them exposing the business that much, but hey, whatever. That's how they do it now.
Why don't you like it, like being exposed? Like, you don't want to take away the magic of it?
I think if you give away too much, it's hard to believe anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, personal issues or perceived personal issues create the best stories in wrestling. And when you expose the fact that these guys don't have these real personal issues, it's hard to then believe it when you see it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Makes
think
sense.
that they pull the curtain back a little too much. They let people in a little too much. They're out of character a little too much for my liking. But
Makes
that's
sense.
just how
Kind of
wrestling
like-
is these days. Wrestling is... I'm just starting to... I'm accepting more and more that just pro wrestling today is not what I want it to be. It won't be what I want it to be, because what I want it to be is like still a lot of the old ideas and the old way of doing things, and I think it's better. But that's just, the nature
It's kind of like exposing the wizard in the Wizard of Oz. Like, you take away that whole like persona, and it takes away like the magic. I'm just saying is that you got to keep things seemingly real. That's why we go like to theater and things like that, and you get so involved because like you become part of the storyline. And if you
I'll
take
give you
away
an example, like
Okay.
CM Punk and Seth Rollins is like a hot feud in WWE that they've been running for a while now. It feels like a year. And it's based on what is a perceived personal issue between them, where it seems like Seth and Punk really don't like each other. And when they're on TV, it's compelling because you feel like maybe there's some real animosity there. And when they're in the ring, it's more compelling than other things because you feel like, oh, these guys really don't like each other. Some of these shots maybe are they're hitting each other a little harder, right? For example, hypothetically, I think they're behaving professionally, but whatever. But they don't like each other, okay? You believe that in real life they don't like each other, but the WWE makes them work together. If you see a TV show on Netflix where you see them in a professional setting where they're discussing their plans for their upcoming match, which they obviously have to do. Like, at some point, they have to put personal differences aside if they're going to work a wrestling match with each other, and they're going to have a real conversation about, like, okay, now you're going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then we'll do this, and then we'll go into this, and then that'll be the match, right? Like, they have to have that conversation. And as wrestling fans, we know that they're probably going to have that conversation if they're going to wrestle. But we don't know how that conversation is going to look, how tense or not tense is it going to be. And if they show it to us and it's just like two guys at work, you go, oh, well, that kind of kills a lot of the potential beef, right?
But yeah, and let me ask you something. Like, when you look at, like, for myself, when I look at some old wrestling shows and like some like movies in a sense about some of the old wrestlers, and I'll take for example like Andre the Giant and Randy Macho Man Savage. Like, I mean, from what I learned is that there was a lot of dislike for the Savage. Like, Andre the Giant did not like him at all. Like, he didn't like him as a person. He didn't like him as a fighter. And when they were wrestling, he kept it very short and sweet in the sense, like, in what was going to happen. And basically, there's been a couple of wrestlers, I can't remember one of them, that literally ran out of the ring and thought he was going to get killed by Andre the Giant. So I'm just trying to say is that I like Cody Rhodes, and I like CM Punk. I have, like, I'm not so crazy about Cena and whatnot. But in today's wrestling, I feel like, I love it. Like, in some sense, I'm not like you, Dave, but for me, I always go back to the early days of wrestling where it just something seems so much more real in some sense.
Well, they treated it like it was, and if you said that it wasn't, they would sometimes attack you for real.
Which I agree with.
Oh, it
I would
must
do
be
the
real
same
because
thing.
I'm getting beat up by this guy, so it must be real. Because
But Dave, you know what?
Yeah.
It
I mean,
bothers
I'll
me,
give
like,
you an example again, AJ, like Bret and Owen Hart, brothers, which traveled the world together. When they were baby faces, they, hung out on the road and traveled together and, spent time together. When they were feuding with each other and Owen turned heel on Bret, they didn't travel together. They weren't seen in public together. Because they took it seriously. Because they didn't want the fans seeing them together and break in kayfabe. Like, that was a big no-no in wrestling back then, and nobody does that anymore at all. And you could get more info on that on our website, ringsidereport.net. What is a shoot in pro wrestling? All sorts of inside terms and details, all sorts of educational stuff. Maybe you don't know some of these things, some of these insider terms, different works and shoots, working themselves in a shoot, all sorts of stuff on our website over at ringsidereport.net. So there's a lot of that stuff that goes on, and, it used to go on way more than it does now. I like a guy like MJF who stays in character, always in public, really good. It kills me that The Undertaker is now just a regular dude with a podcast when he did a great job of staying in character, which was kind of an unbelievable character throughout the years, even when, we all knew it was kind of a work. Taker appeared like he felt there was something real about him, even though it was such a outlandish character. So, there are guys that were able to do it, and guys that, Roman Reigns, I think, is really good because he's pretty much Roman Reigns when you see him out in public. I mean, his character is easy to stay in because I think it's mostly him. But the best characters,
like The Rock.
Well, that's it. The Rock is always The Rock. Stone Cold Steve Austin is always Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, but that's
Bret
why
Hart
these
is
guys are
Bret
like
Hart.
Yeah, but that's why they're like standout wrestlers. Like, like everybody,
right.
like, from like whatever degree of fan you are, you're going to know who these guys are.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. That's why these guys stand out and they're really legendary. But I agree with you. I mean, sometimes, like, you want to make money off of Netflix and you want to, like, just try to cash in on everything. But sometimes, like, look, I'm going to look at it. I'll review it, and tell you my take on it. But, like, if it takes away some of the magic, I think that's, you sold yourself out. Like, you just sold your soul to the devil.
It's too late. Like, the genie's out of the bottle. It's too late, At this point, it's like, yeah, whatever. Keep doing that type of stuff. But this one seems like it's just taking it a step further where they're just showing you how they do everything. And you go, well, I don't know if we should be doing this. Like, all that stuff makes me a bit uncomfortable. Pulling
Is
back
there
the
maybe
curtain
other
all the
reasons
way.
why they're doing this? Like, is there any other reason where, I'm just saying hypothetically,
Because it's interesting.
Because it's interesting, or are they looking to sell the WWE to like some other entity and be like, you know what?
I don't see how that plays into it. AJ, I'll talk more wrestling tomorrow night on Wrestling Uncensored. Hello to Lior, hello to Angelo, and all our members over at join.ringsidereport.net. I'll be back here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time with Johnny North to talk pro wrestling here on the Ringside Report Network. Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word. Please share this episode on whichever social media platform you use. Add a comment below and consider reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time, and have a good night.